We have got to talk about 90 Day Fiancé to Tell All Part 3. We pick back up from the fight between Othan and Nowson.
Adnan, it's not nice to meet you.
You better hope I never see you out in public.
He had it coming. What's the song?
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
But Othan fully had that coming. And I would not have been mad if Nowson, about them a little bit. But the thing is, Nowson was being pushed from the second he walked out. Othan just keeps poking the bear, and even that lack of a host instigated a lot of the issues by one in the last episode asking Othan about Nowson and Matilda's relationship, knowing that that's going to spiral into something. And then when it did, guess what? She was on mute. Production finally decides to step in, and even what they said, I know they included that because they probably thought like, oh, well, look at us, we're stopping it. But how they said it was even worse.
Guys, just make sure that you're not going to get physical.
What is the point of having a producer at this point? Because the wording that you chose was just make sure you don't get physical. So you're literally going to let Othan continue to antagonize him, and you're just like, but just don't hit him. Really? I'm glad that Vanya was there. She was enjoying the tea. I saw a little smirk on her face when she walked up.
Vanya,
I got you.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
Listen, in a situation like this, you should not allow yourself to be so irritated by someone who doesn't deserve your attention. He showed his true colors. He showed who he is. You just move on.
We go back out to the stage, and I would have bet $1 million that that host was going to be like, so I heard that there was an altercation backstage. Othan, what happened? But she doesn't, surprisingly, because for whatever reason, they are just covering Othan and just making him feel like a star, or I don't know what it is. I knew from the second I saw him and Tiger Lily on the cover, it's gonna be some mess. Now, I can't forget, Nowson did drag him in his little confessional.
Adnan, the bitch ass, he lives down in Texas. Woe unto him if he runs his mouth like to a Texan the way he ran his mouth to me. Parts of him would be found. Parts.
The thing is, unlike Tiger Lily, Nowson said it to his face. He's just repeating it on his little confessional. Tiger Lily and Othan, well, mostly Tiger Lily, will just try to put up this facade. We pick back up on Vanja, Bojo, and Yosco. Her cousin comes back out. I'm not Team Bozo, and I'm kind of not Team Yosco. I don't really have anything against him, well, pre what I'm about to say. But after Bozo left, Vanja can be a lot. She can be needy. And I think in the beginning, Yosco was trying to say that, and it could be, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him, but it could be a language thing. It could be a culture thing. I felt like that's kind of what he was trying to say, and maybe being a little too blunt about it, but it's kind of easy to tell.
I mean, she didn't attack me, but she mentioned we cannot do that. We have to talk very often. So I told her that she's a needy and I will call her later. And
No, you did not. You just hung up the phone on me.
In her defense, just a little bit, you do only have FaceTime and you do only have the voice call. But her saying that kind of confirmed that she was probably trying to do the most because that's the only thing that they have. But when you break it down, girl, you've only known this man for what? At this point, maybe 2 months? If that, give it a little breathing room. He did make some valid points too about her not mentioning his kid or like checking in to see how the kid is doing.
We were talking like twice a day, every single day, and then not a single time that she would ask me about how my kid was doing. And that's not someone I would like to spend a life with,
And I know from the beginning she said she doesn't want to be a mom, which is kind of weird for you to say on the first night that you meet him. But him being a dad is just like, my son comes first. And I don't think he really expected her to drop everything and be a mom or take this relationship 100% serious from the jump. I really do like Vanya. Girl, if you are watching this, go to therapy. And not in a bad way, because I love my therapist. I miss him because I won't see him this week. RIP. Well, he didn't die, but I just won't see him this week because I'm on vacation. But I genuinely think that you should work on, and I don't even know what to tell you to work on. And I'm not saying you are the problem. That's why I'm saying go to a professional, because I really want you to do what's best for you and build those connections, lower those expectations, and don't change you. But between the drama that this reality TV brings. Thank you, Vanja, for really coming in and trying to be you authentically, because I feel like all of this is you. It may be a lot, but it is you. So I appreciate you for being yourself, but I just hate that it turned into this, especially with the clowns that you're filming with. All of that to the side, Yosco, we gotta cancel you. Vanya reveals apparently while they were being intimate, he secretly recorded her.
Either I'm too big for her or she's too small for me. We did like one or two positions all the time.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
Wow.
I wasn't gonna go here. Without my knowledge, he took a video of us while we were being intimate.
What? That's not good, Josko.
I'm like, this is some Tom and Raquel from Vanderpump Rules scandal all over again. There's no justification for that. And he's trying to sit up here and say, well, we talked about it before and...
Yeah, it's true, but we talked about it before. We were talking about
one thing to talk about it, one thing to do it without letting me know what you're doing.
The smirk that he gave right after just lets me know he is not sorry. He does not see that he did anything wrong. Y'all are just not meant to be. We need to be done with them. I honestly feel like Bojo and Yosco may get together themselves, be it for a little tea session or for a little makeout. So let me stop. I'm doing too much. But Vanya girl, I really want you to find love, but we gotta work with some things. It was refreshing to see everyone come together and back Vanya up. Othan did use his loud mouth in the right direction this time.
It's not normal.
It's not.
Of course, it's not legal too.
No.
I know. You take a video like secret and now talk about respect.
I don't want you to ever tell me about respect ever again.
Another toxic person was Brian. I am so tired of Brian trying to sound all dignified and try to piece things together.
It's very disappointing to know that I keep giving and giving and I get this in return.
Then you got to ask yourself why. And then if it takes you to look in the mirror...
I don't think this is this. I don't
I'm
think
not
this,
saying to
this
blame
is on
yourself
me.
for it, but,
Yeah.
you know, in the end, we do have to look at the choices we make and we create our own problems, right?
And I'm glad Vanya shut that down. Like, oh, no, stop. Given his history and given how toxic he is, no. Why would anyone on God's green earth take advice from that man? Why? I can't think of anything. And just 2 seconds later, Niles gave some advice, which was helpful, and Vanya was receptive.
I felt the exact same way. Just when things looked the darkest for me, I found Matilda. I felt like I was doing all the right things. And you know what? You are. You are doing all the right things. But if this man just decided he was going to do you wrong, nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
So it was fully like, Brian, zip it, because we are not done dragging you. Now we go back to Vea, Sunny, and look who they brought out, Rory. We start right from the beginning of everything, which is Vea bringing Rory to meet Sunny. Even though my opinion changed about Rory from the beginning to end, well, I guess it really didn't change because I didn't really say too many hard things about him, I don't think. But I still think that it was very wrong, and not even wrong, just off, that him of all people was coming. Now, that was probably the only good question that this host asked this entire tell-all.
Why was it important for you to bring Rory with you as opposed to someone else?
So ultimately, it just worked out. It wasn't that I didn't ask other people. It was just that nobody else could really go with me at the time.
I said it from the beginning. Why did you not bring any of your other friends? Why Rory of all people, given how it looks? Her answer was kind of cryptic to where I'm still reading it as production was like, this is the one. It's going to provide a good storyline. It's going to be mess. And, you know, no harm, no foul, because we really don't have feelings for each other. And I honestly, truly believe that they don't have feelings for each other, even though Niles and everyone else raised their hands.
Does anybody here think there are any feelings between Vea and Rory?
She care about Rory. She want to be with Rory all the time.
But here's the thing that I have with everyone giving their 2 cents, and I say this on every part of this tell-all. They want to sound so right. Even if they're in the ballpark of a good point, they still sound dumb. They're over here analyzing the picture that they took.
I see your picture. You're so happy you're next to him. You are laying down in his lap in the plane?
No, I never did that.
You never, when you feel asleep, you didn't mean that.
No, hell no.
Now that he said that, the picture was a little cuddly.
With love, right? With love.
Huh? Even Vanya, one of the two reasonable people, made the point that no, when you're taking a picture with someone, you of course are going to be close.
I mean, when you take a picture, you're gonna be next to each other taking a picture.
If I'm traveling with my security guard, it ain't gonna be all cuddly.
You're coming to playing with the guy feelings.
Yes, it's strange. Yes, them coming together, you know, is questionable. But that part is not it. And you got Brian, Joe, and Othan over here picking up the smallest details and running with it. Like, see, I'm right. Mystery solved. Look at me.
So she gave Rory the okay by just hanging out with him. And, oh, it's okay, it's nothing. But really it is something because now you got your ex-boyfriend poking at your bear just to with him. And you gave him that.
But that was Rory's decision. She didn't have anything to do with that.
She's continued the relationship with the ex and then present him into a new relationship.
She can't control what he does.
Brian for host, Joe for host, Othan for... No. Because y'all sound real slow. Unfortunately, we did not spend that much time on Sunny and Rory. We spent too much time with Vanja and Yosco and Bozo. I'm like, I got more questions. I really would like to break this down a little bit more. But no, we skip right on so we can get to Loren and Faith and his clown of a friend. What's her name? Esther.
We're going to bring back Esther.
He will be under attack, and I'm here to have his back because I feel like he's just misunderstood.
Girl, they're about to be attacking you.
Esther, let me just stop you right there. You're making yourself look worse when you say that.
Am I? Like, you're just like, no, like...
Guess what? Everyone else here listened to him. We're all saying the same thing.
And it makes this so uncomfortable and hard to watch, especially knowing the interview that he did before. I just cannot watch and bear anything. And now more than ever, I'm feeling like Faith is in on this scam of a relationship because we have gone back and forth, back and forth. You have watched the whole season. You've seen how horrible he treated you, but you keep wanting to say, I love him, I love him. I'm beyond, I'm beyond that. Like, I don't have any tears left to cry for you, girl. And I honestly think you don't either.
I just know I am emotional.
Faith, stop crying like you're losing the diamond or you're losing $10 million. Just, Loren, stop crying for that.
Right now, you look real crazy. Not as crazy as Loren, but you getting up there. Fooling with him, you are getting up there. So this tell-all, although there were a lot of good parts in it, it was a little filler. They drugged a lot of stuff out that should not have been. Hopefully, after this season, they didn't pre-film another one, so they can fire Sean, whatever her name is, and hire somebody else. I'm not trying to take a black person's job, but her, I don't want to leave you unemployed, which I know you won't be, but let's move you to something else. Let's move you to maybe the little social media girl. Let's move you to that. The host of this reunion? No. Because you pissing me off with these questions. You ask it in a way where the person can just say yes, no. So you said no, so that means you don't want to do this. Yes, that's right. So now that you don't want to do that, how does that make you feel? Like, if that's what y'all want, 90 Day Fiancé, let that be my audition tape and hire me for next season. Next week, we meet Brian's new girl. I don't know why, but I want to say that I called it. I think it was the last video that I did for the Tell-All Part 2, where I said he probably met someone before he even left and came back to America. And then we finally get to Brian and Ingrid, who did say that they are both seeing other people, which Brian, I'm sure he was with somebody before he even flew back to America. Boom. That's what it is. I called it. Brian is trash. I don't want to see her. I don't want to hear from him. What would be the purpose of that? And then apparently there's some never before seen footage of Joe about a pool party, which I don't know what worse it could be, especially if it was filmed. And I think on their, I don't follow them, but last time I checked, they were posting pictures together. So I'm assuming they're still together. So this whole dramatic walkout is a little, It's also very weird because Joe, we could have dug more into the Joe and Matt situation, but we didn't. And Joe right now is a very low bar cast member. So the make him this dramatic of an exit, I don't know, but we'll see. I'll be tuned in. I will be back in the States, so I'll be watching it live, but I'm going to enjoy my trip. I'm in Budapest for another day and a half, and then going to Berlin, and then going to Amsterdam for a few days, and then I will be back. So it's been an amazing trip. I'm not really a vlogger, so I have to think of the best way to show y'all what I've been doing, because between trying to live in the moment a little bit on top of, I just hate being the person to record stuff. I can't say I have the best content for y'all, but everything's been great. It's been lovely. But I had to come in and let y'all know the tea on this 90 Day Fiancé because it's a mess.